My class today, we're going to talk about risk management in the world of project management. We all know that a lot of people talk about, say, life is a risk. Driving a car without the safety belt is a risk. And smoking can also be a risk, harmful to your health, etc. And what is project risk management all about? How would you manage project risk management, and how would you identify risk on your project? Because risk can cause your project to fail. If you don't manage your risk properly on your project is destined to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Also the biggest risk. Let us investigate how the risk management process flows. According to PMI, risk management process is done according to the following sequence of events. First of all, you need to do a risk identification. You need to identify your risk. How would you identify your risk? Obviously, you can have a look at previous projects similar in nature, and you can go and extract from the lessons learned database mistakes that people has done on other projects that you can take and use as a basis for your current project. Once you've identified your risk is also the technical people who's got the experience from the functional departments, etc. And they are the ones who can highlight typical risk on your project. Once you've identified your risk, you will then do a qualitative risk analysis. Now, I will elaborate on that on the next slide as we move along. You will have a qualitative risk analysis process and also a quantitative risk analysis process. What follows the quantitative risk analysis process is risk response planning. In other words, if the risk happens, how are you going to respond to this risk if it happens? From risk planning, you need to look at the risk management planning. In other words, how are you going to manage it? Once you've planned the response, then obviously you need to plan how you're going to manage it. And then the risk monitoring and control. There's no use identifying project risk. There's no use doing a qualitative and a quantitative analysis. The issue is risks have to be monitored, controlled, and even eliminated from the project. Right. Project risk in perspective. A project risk is aimed at establishing something new or unique. Risk has always been intrinsic part of project work. In other words, the entire project is actually a risk to the company. It is a risk because you are now going to plan to invest. You want return on investment. You want to satisfy requirements. You want to satisfy needs. So risk plays an integral part of the entire project management process. It is preparing for possible events before they happen. In other words, when you do a project or execute a project, you will start identifying risk and look at what might happen downstream on the project, and if it happens, how you're going to deal with it. So it is a formal process. It is a formal process, and it needs to be done on each and every project, be it engineering projects, construction, information technology, health projects, transformation projects, whichever discipline of project. Risk management is an integral part of the project management process.